We've come around to summertime again, one of my favorite times of year in Minnesota because the clenching fist of winter has finally relinquished its icy grip, and we get to see green and growth and warmth and sun again. It also usually means a little lighter workload, fewer meetings, more time to actually hunker down and get some things done. And even better when I get to do those things while sitting outside on a patio. Little moments of peace and productivity merged into one. It's also the time of year where we travel to visit friends and family. We finally get to see the people we haven't seen in months, our people far away who we've missed, the people with whom we can pick right up where we left off and share in those little moments of joy in each other's company. Last weekend, we went to visit our dear friends who have twin 4-year-olds, one boy and one girl, who are adorable. We got to do all those things that you do with little kids. The zoo, a baseball game, a trip to Sprecher Brewery for some root beer, and of course, noodle fights in the backyard. Those little moments as a kid that you come to remember as an adult with fondness, even if not in exact detail. Ever the developmentalist, I couldn't help but reflect on how much these kids have grown and changed since I last saw them. As 4-year-olds, they're at a really good age. They're still adoring of adults, but you can have an entire rational conversation with them. They can acknowledge your logic most of the time and modify their behavior flexibly to what's required of a particular situation. Part of this is their age and their increasing maturity, sure, but a large part of it is parenting, too. And our friends are really incredible with their kiddos. They always have been. There were several times throughout the weekend where I saw those little moments of great parenting happen so smoothly that I suspect our friends didn't even know that they were doing it. It's become so natural for them, but so formative for their little ones. For example, sometimes she would get a little upset about something small and be on the verge of losing it, and a parent would crouch down next to her and talk with her face to face, asking why she was upset. If she couldn't come up with a reason, they would explain calmly that she didn't need to be upset for no reason. They'd suggest deep breaths, and if that didn't help calm her little body, maybe suggest a brief break from all the activity to sit down and help herself calm down. Always with the underlying explanation that it's okay to feel that way, but I can help you help yourself not feel so upset. Consistent coaching, but never disruptive, never in anger, always calm but firm. Stating expectations, setting boundaries, but always setting her up for success by giving her the strategies she needed to navigate a difficult situation. With almost every activity or meal came a choice. Would you like milk or water? Do you want to go to the zoo or to the park? Would you like to play the road building game or the sneaky snacky squirrel game? Yes, that last one's a real thing, and it's delightful. Giving choices is a really powerful way to make kids feel like they're at least a little bit in control of their own lives, and that they have some say in what happens to them, that their opinion matters to the adults around them. Now, I'm not suggesting that you give them the full range of options or even ask open-ended questions like, what do you want to do today? Instead, giving 2 to 3 options allows children to give voice to what they want to do while still providing some structure. With twins, giving choices can be challenging. What happens if they want to do different things? This happened fairly regularly, but instead of it becoming a big deal, the artful negotiations that the parents directed made every disagreement a smooth and equitable decision-making process. She wants to go to the zoo. He wants to go to the park. Quickly interceding with an explanation that maybe first we'll do what she wants to do, and then we can do what he'd like to do. Or, better yet, we'll go to the zoo and play in the park at the zoo. Boom! Problem solved. Figuring out ahead of time how to deal with those disagreements or providing built-in solutions, like having both options available, can save a lot of headaches for everyone involved. And sure, it helps when you've got easygoing kids who are flexible. But frankly, much of that flexibility is built through years of coaching and providing structured choices. He knew that she didn't always get her way and that he'd get to choose the next thing, because that's how it's always been. And at 4, they're beginning to understand that that's how life is. And it's pretty great. Now, I don't call these things out to say that this is the only right way to parent, or that if you're not doing these things that you're somehow failing. That's not the case. I draw attention to these things because I suspect many of you as parents or caregivers are out there doing these things naturally and don't necessarily know if they're good strategies. They are. You may not get affirmation or praise for doing an awesome job with your kiddos, but you are. So, many thanks to our good friends for sharing these little moments of positive parenting and letting us descend on their home for a weekend to enjoy their company and the joyful exuberance of their little ones. They're truly a joy to be around. And that's in large part because of who you are as parents, day in and day out in those little moments. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to walk through some of the pros and cons, both from the perspective of the intern. Hi, I'm Sarah the intern. And from the perspective of the supervisor. Hi, I'm Sarah the supervisor.